welcome back to my channel. It's been about 9 years since I last saw y'all, and so much has changed. So the very last video I uploaded, I was 19 years old and I was a sophomore in college. I am now 28 years old and I am definitely not a sophomore in college anymore. So where have I been? Why am I back? Those are all great questions, and let's go ahead and dive into them. So first question, where have I been? What have I been up to the past 10 years? Well, I graduated undergraduate at Washington Lee, and I graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration and Accounting and a minor in German. I studied abroad in Germany and interned in Germany while I was in college. And then I went to get my master's degree in taxation from the University of South Carolina. So when I say USC, I mean University of South Carolina, not the University of Southern California, because that was a school. University of South Carolina, USC, was a school before California was even a state. And so I know that USC is the most well-known school, but it's so frustrating to be like, oh, I got my master's at USC, and people are like, oh, wow, and then you're like, oh, wait. University of South Carolina, and then they look kind of disappointed. But USC, first of all, is a good school, and second of all, their women's basketball team is still undefeated, or they were when I checked like 2 days ago on February 27th. So they deserve to be known in their own right as like maybe the East Coast USC. Tangent aside, after I got my also just realized that I was talking really fast, so excuse me if I try to slow down now to speak at a more understandable speed. So after I graduated with my master's degree, I moved up to Northern Virginia, right outside DC, and that's where I've been for the past, I guess, since 2018, so past 5-6 years. It's obviously very different than South Carolina, but I always knew I wanted to move out of South Carolina, so when I had the opportunity and it was in my then chosen career path, it seemed like the perfect idea. But during all that time, I was obviously not doing YouTube, and I think it's just, I've never been very consistent with my videos. If you look at my past videos, they were very sporadic, starting from, I don't know, like 2009 to whenever that last video was. There's tons of gaps of time in between videos. And I also was never consistent with what I did with my channel. It was whatever I was feeling at the time, so a lot of emulating beauty gurus. And also some videos of me trying to be a comedian, because I still think I'm funny, but now I realize that I'm funny if given the opportunity to comment on what's happening around me. I'm not, SNL writer funny. So some of those videos are very cringe to look back on, but I feel like they're part of my past, so I can't get rid of them. Just took a really long time from filming. There's been a couple of times where I've thought I want to get back into filming. The ring light that's behind me that's illuminating my face right now, my boyfriend Griffin actually got it for me maybe 3 years ago, back when I started talking about how I want to do YouTube videos. But I don't know why now the motivation, okay, that's not true. I do know why now, and we'll talk about it later. The motivation has kind of come back, but I really miss having a creative outlet that I enjoyed editing videos, I enjoyed making them, and so I still have that interest now, and I'm curious to see where it takes me in adulthood. So I bit the bullet. I bought a pretty cheap video camera because my old camera is a Nikon Coolpix, and that baby does not work anymore. Or I was using like my mom's really big camcorder, and she lives in South Carolina and I live outside DC, so it's obviously not easy for me to use that anymore. And it's not like I'm gonna go home and visit and like lock myself in my childhood bedroom and start recording videos again. So I needed a camera here where I live now, and I finally got one, so here's fingers crossed to putting it to good use. So that leads us to the second question, which is why now, and kind of where do I see this channel going? We already discussed how I missed the creative aspect of filming videos, and that's one of the reasons that I want to get back into it. I also miss doing kind of crazy makeup, and there's not many opportunities for me to do that now, just with the life that I have. I'm not going out all the time. I don't do really heavy makeup when I go to work because right now I'm a server, and that's just, you get, maybe you don't, I do get hot and sweaty. You get splashed with dishwasher. So wearing like really extravagant eyeshadow looks, I don't, if they're gonna get messed up, I don't want to like spend forever making them. But then also, not every day do you feel like investing a ton of time in your makeup. So I feel like being able to have that opportunity to kind of film it will give me purpose for messing with makeup again, other than just like I'm bored and want to paint my face. And then in kind of a different directionality of that is the health aspect. So I want to become a healthier individual, and I mean that in the sense of eating better, exercising regularly, making sure I'm hydrated enough, and not in the sense of American diet culture, or even like just Western society diet culture. Honestly, diet culture is pretty much problematic in a majority of economically developed countries. So I don't want to come at it from a weight loss perspective. I want to come at it from a genuinely incorporating healthier lifestyle changes. And I'm someone that does better if I have an outward accountability. And for me, that can be these YouTube videos, making sure that I'm doing what I eat, or follow me around so you guys can see me attempt to incorporate exercise into my day. Or just kind of trying to like hold myself more accountable. And I intend to do that through these videos. Can look like a variety of things, but I see it mostly being more vlog based, where I just kind of am open about my health journey. Like, ooh, one exciting thing is I found out that I like certain types of Brussels sprouts. I thought I hated Brussels sprouts, and I'm sure they're not very healthy, but hey, vegetable is a vegetable right now. We're all about baby steps. I'm a baby step kind of girl. If they're like honey sriracha roasted Brussels sprouts at a restaurant, I will get them. I made them once here. They weren't as good, but I think it's because I roasted them in the honey sriracha rather than roasting them first and then tossing them. And I think maybe they'd have more flavor if I roasted them first and then tossed them, or if I like maybe tossed them again after I roasted them. And I don't think I roasted them enough, but that's all a total tangent. But basically, I just want to have, an aspect to kind of make sure that I am actually making these changes rather than just saying I am, because I don't know about y'all, but I certainly am guilty of saying I'm going to do something and then just not doing it, or even never saying, like thinking I'm going to do it and never saying out loud that I'm going to do it. And if you just think it, then it's very easy to not do it because no one knows that that's something that you want to do. But now I've, made this public statement, so I will have more accountability to actually try to make healthy changes, because I'm 28, I'm getting closer to my 30s, and you want to already have good habits implemented when you start hitting your older ages, because the older you are, the harder it is to make those changes. So I kind of want to start making those changes now, and it's going to be hard to get in shape for working out. Like I said, I'm a server, and the last thing that I want to do when I get home from a shift is go to the gym. But the condo complex I live at has a gym, and they have a yoga room, so I have lots of options available to me. I have small weights in the apartment. I have a yoga mat in the apartment. I've got like walking and running paths near me. So I have a lot of options that I can use. So it's not like I don't have the accessibility. It's more so making the motivation and making it a habit, which is hard to make a habit when you don't necessarily have like the most scheduled or the most regimented schedule. Like, I don't work 8 to 5 every day. I can't be like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week and wake up at like 6:30 and go to the gym before the work. It's like, I can go to the gym for sure these 2 days because I know my shift doesn't start till later, or I have the next day off, so I won't be sore or anything. So and see, that's excuse making. That is just excuse making. So let me get off this tangent and kind of try to circle back to different thoughts. So I don't think I have any other thoughts. But if I do, I'm sure I'll share them in future videos. If you're someone watching this video, leave me a comment letting me know that you're excited I'm back. Or I guess a comment saying you aren't excited or didn't care or didn't know beforehand. Any engagement is positive engagement. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for bearing with my mild ADD fueled tangents, and I will talk to you guys soon.